Hey guys, it's Laurel. Today is Saturday, May 4th, and this is FLOSSTUBE number 38. I have a ton of stuff to talk about. I have stuff all around me. I am just praying there will not be an avalanche by the time I get done showing you everything. So super happy to be here. Super happy that you're here whenever it is that you may be watching this. I hope you've had a great couple weeks. I hope you've got lots of stitching done, lots of quilting done. I hope you've had a great time with family. I hope everybody's been well. So I'm going to start with just a teeny tiny little bit of life update, super short. Tomorrow's my son's birthday. He's a Cinco de Mayo baby. He will be 25, and I don't know how that happened. Yesterday, he was just this chubby little baby, and tomorrow, he's grown. He's grown. He will be 25 tomorrow. So super proud of him. He's a sweet boy. Me and his girlfriend went and had breakfast this morning, and now he's gone to work on some cars, and him and his girlfriend and my daughter and her boyfriend are going to a concert tonight together. So they're going to have a good time. So I was talking to a friend last night, and you want your kids to grow up and be successful and be able to be independent and take care of themselves, but you miss them when they do that. But anyway, my husband is out of town today on a golf trip, so we'll celebrate Coda's birthday a little bit later. We'll take him to dinner tomorrow evening and everything if he wants to, but he's already got his present. He picked it out because, at this age, it's hard for me to just surprise him with stuff. So he picked out what he wanted. It came yesterday. So he got it, and he's happy about that. Let's see what else. My daughter, if you didn't pick up on this from the last video, my daughter is home from deployment. So for the last 7 months, we've had this flag hanging in our front yard, and we got to take it down. So she enjoyed her time very much. She met lifelong friends. She does not regret one bit of her decision to do this, but she was ready to come home. So it was a very long flight home. It took them a couple days to get home. Couple airports, a couple clothes changes, not a lot of sleep. When she got back, she was equal parts tired, hungry, and excited. So she is just now kind of getting her sleep back regular. She's been doing lots of visits with friends and catching back up and surprising people, and she's had a lot of fun, and it's been really fun for her to reconnect with her friends. So glad to have both my children back in the same state with me. It makes me very, very happy. Even though they're not in front of me all the time, I know they're close and I can get to them quickly. So as a mom, I love that very much. Okay, so not a whole lot of other, that's a lot in life updates. I missed a hair appointment, if you can tell, the gray. I don't know what I was thinking. My lady doesn't work in the evenings anymore, so when I have my hair appointment, I'll get up first thing in the morning and then go in afterwards. So I get a text from her. She was like, hey, I had you down for today, and I was like, I am so sorry. I've just been in a brain fog. I'm forgetting things. It's just there's so much that has gone on in the last couple weeks in my world that I just can't even keep up. So the good news is she's going to work me on Monday, so the gray will go away, but you're going to have to look at it today. I'm sorry. Have an appointment Tuesday. Hair appointment Monday, dentist appointment Tuesday, do the prep work for the crown, and then that portion of stuff should be over, but haven't really had trouble with the tooth, so we won't revisit all that. That's in the past. So went to quilt camp. Well, I'll talk about that closer to quilt camp time. Met a new friend. We were friends before, but we met in person, so I'll talk about that a little bit later also. I have an FFO to show you. I have new starts to show you. I have whips to show you. I have whip go to show you. I have plans. Haul, of course, because when have you watched a video of mine that I didn't have a ridiculous amount of haul? I don't know that it's a ridiculous level today, but it's present is what I'll say about that. Been watching lots of FLOSSTUBE. I'm still behind. Like, I missed a big group and been trying to get caught up on it. I watched Carol yesterday, day before yesterday. She has started showing her patriotic pieces, and I just want to tell you, I can watch that all day long. All day long. It is just, oh, it's so pretty. Like, I had my pen, I was writing stuff down. Chris, the Camping Stitcher, this morning, she showed, American Sampler House, Plum Street, and I'm pretty sure Carol showed that one too. That piece is gorgeous. It has this giant brick house, and it is pretty, 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 pretty. Pretty is all I can say. So I really enjoy Chris. She's really nice to watch. So, you know, I've been watching my favorites and picking up on some other ones and trying to squeeze in some new ones, just to kind of keep up. Just blank. I have so much stuff I want to say that I can't even, like, get it out of my mouth. But all that just to say, patriotic season is coming. I'm all in. I have my first piece picked out that I want to do that's patriotic. So I'm ready for patriotic season. I have been ready, and I am ready, and I'm super ready this year. Like, I'm ready. Bring on patriotic. So I'm going to start. What am I going to start with? What do you want to see first? Let's do FFO. So I had finished this piece. I showed it to you, I don't know, 3 videos ago, and I was like, oh, I got the frame and everything already. I'm going to get it framed. I'll show it to you next video. Didn't do it. I finally did it. So this is Knee High by Hands On Design, Kathy Haberman. I'm sorry for the glare, but maybe that side's better. I don't know. You can see my blinds. This frame is just a little barnwood frame I got at Hobby Lobby. I got it, Penny's Daughter Shares showed her finish in this frame, and I went out and got the frame. I don't know if she probably did it on a higher count, I'm not sure, but they have this frame in all different sizes. They have it all the time, but I love it. It's so pretty. So it's been sitting back here on my table in the back. I will probably take it to work because I have a few patriotic pieces in my office, but I just love it. And I talked about in that video, like, the few color changes that I did, but oh, it's so pretty. I started that 100,000 years ago and finally got it finished, but love it. It's a very fun stitch. It's not tedious at all. Sorry. It's not tedious at all. I just can't just stay on one piece. I just cannot be monogamous. Even when I think that I'm going to be, I'm like, I'm just going to stitch on this. Like, I'm good for about a week, and then I have to switch. So, but anyway, it's done. It's finished. I love it. It's beautiful. She does really good patriotic. Also, Chantel, 141 Design Company, she is doing the Pillow Talk, I think it is. She's doing the patriotic ones. I have those, and I really want to do them. My plan when I get to them is to do all 3 on one piece. They are gorgeous. Gorgeous. So if you haven't seen Chantel's, she has them posted on her Instagram. You should go look at those. It will definitely inspire you for some patriotic stitching. All right, so let's work on something. How about let's talk about whips? So the first piece, I didn't get tons and tons done, but I've touched a few things. I'm kind of getting back in my rhythm. I'm still behind on my assignment stitching, but again, I'm okay with that. I talked to Jan, had messaged me the other day. She's in a section that has 2 birds on a dwelling place that we're stitching together. I didn't bring it with me because I didn't stitch any since I saw you last, but she had messaged me. She's working on it, and she was like, my birds got caught in the wind because one of them's a stitch higher. And I was like, well, funny you should say that, because my other set of birds, because there's 2 sets of birds we've stitched so far, my other set of birds must have got caught in that same wind because they're a stitch off also. But it's okay, because birds don't always fly at the same level. And let's just talk about mistakes for a minute. This frog has been at my house for like 3 weeks now. I would like for somebody to come get their frog and take him back home. I posted it on Instagram and nobody wanted to claim him. Now, I'm sure this frog has a home, and I'm sure that his home is not here. So if you're missing your frog, you just come on to Liberty and pick him up, because I don't want him anymore. He's worn out his welcome, very much so here. Very much so. But anyway, so this one is Louisa Coulimore. This is what I'm working on with Pam. I miss Pam. I haven't seen her in a while. We need to get together and do something. So I am stitching this on 36 count fiber on a whim eggshell. In order for me to get caught up and stay caught up, I had planned on doing some stitch ahead because of Mania, because I wasn't planning on working the same amount on these projects through Mania as I had been. A lot of words to get that out. But I didn't quite get, where I wanted to get. But even during Mania, I'm stitching whatever I want to on the weekends, and I'll talk about that later too. But I just got a little bit of these 3 rows down here stitched. But it's so pretty. I love it. I love it, love it. I'm so glad Pam asked if I wanted to do one of these. So that's where I am. And it'll get a little bit of attention this month, but not, like I said, not a lot because of Mania. Like I said, I did not work on Dwelling Place this week. What else am I working on? Oh, and I didn't work on Christmas Garden either. I did work on Elizabeth Hunt. I'm stitching this with Diane Sutton. Last time I was down to the berry bowl. This I'm stitching on 36 count Tycho by Picture This Plus. So I came down. I stitched the flower under the berry bowl, and I started on the words. And then I did some more flowers over here on this side. So I love this one with the blue. It's very pretty. This bird right here, let me fold it down a little bit. I don't know if you can see up close, but this bird is over 1. And I was like, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to wait. And then I just got to it and just didn't think about it and just did it. And I had no problem. But she's looking very good. Very good. Oh, so pretty. You can see my hoop mark. And the words weren't bad. I talked in the last video. Diane calls the words her vegetables. So I ate some of my vegetables. Diane, I did a little bit of the words. But this house, ooh. I kind of want to cheat and still come down and keep doing the words just so I can get down here and start doing some of the house. Flowers pretty. Oh, I just love it. I love it, love it. And then I have a piece that the frog came to see me because I wasn't very smart. So one of my Whip Go draws for last month was Live on Little by Plum Street. So when I got it out, I still need to do, some work in my vines. And I was like, that's what I'm going to work on. But then for whatever reason, I got it out and I had started this dark portion right here in the house. And I was like, well, I can just sit in front of the TV and not have to count, and I can fill all that dark portion in. Well, I had come this way, I had come down, so I started coming across and just filling in all the way across with the dark. I had I don't even know how many rows done before I realized it. And I was like, oh, are you kidding me? So I'm stitching it on a piece of 20 count Aida. So it's not hard to stitch, but it is not easy to rip out stitches. So I got them out. And I went ahead and, you know, did my whole outline. Except for that little part, I guess I ran out of thread when I was right there. So now I really can just fill in and not come all the way across. But oh, it's just gorgeous. I've seen several people have been working on this. And it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Every fabric that it's on, everything. Everybody's piece is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. I've got, yeah, let me go over here. So now I have some new starts. So I am stitching the drawn thread. Simply Spring. There is a, I'm trying to remember the hashtag. That's why I'm stuttering a little bit. Simply Awesome Sal, I think might be what it is. But it's for the 4 seasons of the Simply series with drawn thread. Stitchy Linda and Peter. Ooh, excuse me. Who is, I kept saying oh for Pete's sake, but I think it's oh for Pete's sake, like Florida. But anyway, I had listed them in my last video. They are both working on this. Linda has already done one of her seasons, is working on the second. She's not doing the alphabet in hers, but if you go over and watch her, she can explain what she's doing, and she's got her progress posted on Instagram, and it's super pretty. Super pretty. Peter, I can't remember what his layout is on it, but he has been posting also, and I think he's changing one of his house colors. So I ordered just the whole, you know, everything from 1, 2, 3 stitch. So I'm stitching mine on a 32 count. Something. Dirty Belfast linen. I'm stitching 1/2 with the called for colors. And I probably worked on this 2 evenings maybe. I started with the alphabet, and this is how far I am. I'm having a hard time like holding stuff up today. So I started with the alphabet because it goes super fast. I remember that from the last one that I stitched. So I don't know that I'll get this one back out this weekend, but maybe next weekend it'll come back out and get some work. But I love the colors. Just love the colors. So I will try to list the hashtag down below, but go follow that and, you know, pick up a chart and start. They're so pretty and so fast to stitch, which Linda's super fast anyway, but even if you're not Linda, they're fast. Like, they really do go fast. They're not hard to stitch. They have very good directions for any specialty stitches that are in it. This one has, hold on, let me not tell you a story. It has some Smyrnas in the flowers and the trees up here. And it also has, I don't know what you call it, like long stitch up here for the nest. But it's not anything complicated. Ooh, it got really dark right there. It is cloudy and rainy today. The dogs are actually roaming the house. And there we go. And when I say roaming the house, one is asleep in the living room and one actually went and got back in her crate and went to sleep. When it's rainy outside, they turn into Eeyore and they are just super mopey and woe is me, and they're special. They're just sweet girls, but they're being super good right now. I have the baby gate up so they can't bust in, but they are literally both dead to the world asleep right now. Okay, next I worked on my first Mania piece. So if you haven't watched me before, I pick a designer for Mania and I work on them through the month. Now, all of my plans assignments, all that stuff is what I do Monday through Friday. I have a Sunday stitch that sometimes I work on Sunday, sometimes I don't, but Saturdays are pretty much my free stitching, just whatever I want to stitch on. So this one I've worked on 3 days. And when I say 3 days, like very small portions of stitching. I haven't had a lot of stitching time in the last 3 days, but I did want to start my Mania. So I went ahead and started with Star Quilt. This is one I had seen forever and wanted it on my wall. I went ahead and ordered it. I've seen several people stitching it. It calls for 35 count linen 2/2. I am stitching it on 25 count linen 2/2. I want it to be bigger because of where I want to hang it when it's completed. Someone had told me not to be deceived. There's lots of stitching in these stars, and there are, but it's going by pretty fast on the 25 count. Hold on, let me move my needle. I never thought about this. I always have my needles and my thread like on the front of the piece. But I think it was Carol, when I was watching her, she had a, my goodness, she had a needle on the front of hers, and she was like, oh, let me just move it at the back. And I was like, well, that would just be the smart thing to do now, wouldn't it? So watch some FLOSSTUBE because you get smarter. And her husband, like, I don't know, like, I love that he just sits there and talks with her when she's doing and comments and answers questions. And, you know, he went and researched the portrait thing or whatever, but he's just cute. Like, I want him to be like a co-host or something one day and just, you know, show his face and, you know, introduce. They're just so cute together. I want me and my husband to be cute like that later. We're cute now, but we're not as cute as them. Tangent, I don't know. But this is where I am. So I am using the called for floss, and I am stitching it mostly 1x at a time so that I can get the full variegation of the floss. But I love it. So it's going to be 16 of these squares with the circle and star in it, and then it has a black border that goes around it. At first I was questioning whether I was going to do the black border, but the more I look at it, I just think it will frame it nicely with a black border. So we'll see when I get there. But because I started on the extra week in May with a couple extra, I don't know exactly when I'll do my cutoff for my pieces, but my thought is to work on one Mania piece per week of a Teresa Koga piece. I am working in Dwelling Place as one of my pieces, and I'm not sure. I might replace one of my starts with, my goodness, the chart that hates me. This is Teresa Koga. With the blue and the flowers. Let love rain. Let love rain. Okay. Now I want to talk about plans, and then I'll go into haul. So for WIPGO this month, they have drawn 3 numbers because they drew for the free space. So on my WIPGO list, I have some things listed twice because I just picked some pieces I really want to make some progress on. My WIPGO draws will get 2 hours when they're drawn, if not more, just depending on what kind of mood I'm in. So the first of the 3 picks is My Big Toe, Disturb Us Lord. This is also my Sunday stitch, but I have been ignoring my Sunday stitch, so it's very good that this got drawn because it is like a definite light laurel. You have to get back on this and get focused. I was making good progress, and then I just put it down because I wanted to use that time and get some other stuff done. And that's defeating the purpose of having a Sunday stitch. So here it is in the same place. I haven't done any more since you saw it last. And I'm sorry if you're tired of looking at this, but I'm just going to flash it real fast. Well, I may have worked on a little bit. I don't know, but not a lot. So I'm coming across trying to get that row of the flower motifs in. And then it will go back to a bunch of words and then the bottom motif. Like, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Because words go fast. They go fast. I'm a little stuck on the flowers right now, but it's okay. Because I love it. It's beautiful. We're done. One day I'm going to get like another little table or something in here so I won't have to keep ducking in and out of frame, but who knows when that will be. So the next Whip Go piece I am super excited about. This was actually on two spaces of my 3 numbers. So I really only have 2 Whip Go pieces. But since it's on 2 pieces, this one should get 4 hours this month. I love this chart so much. I love it from the minute I saw it. Jennifer, the Calculated Stitcher, showed it. I fell in love with it. Bought everything for it. It sat there, sat there, sat there. Then she showed her finished and framed piece. So I finally started it. And I work on it and I'm in love with it, and then I put it down and I get to something else and I just don't get back to it. I don't know how you can love something this much and not work on it, but it is Hannah Hetherington by From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. I love her charts. Love them, love them. I have done this piece before, but this is the one that I'm working on. So this will get 4 hours this month. It does call for, I'm pretty sure it calls for 36 count. At the time that I started this, I was not stitching on 36 count, so I got a 32 count, but I am stitching 1 strand over 2 on the 32. I like that on 32. I have done 2 strands before. I have done 1, and for certain pieces, I like the look of 1 strand. It kind of looks more primitive. So this is where I am. Just not far at all. Excuse me. But I'll get there. I'm using the Dinky dies. These blues are just so pretty. Love, love these blues. Love it. If you go back and look on her, I'm sure she has it on her Instagram. And she has it also listed. I want to say she did like a standalone post on YouTube for it. Not like a video, but just like a still shot of it. It is gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Okay, so the next thing I have to show you, I'm so excited about. So excited. Okay, so in the last video, I talked about Kim Goldman and I think it's the Wildflower Stitcher, and me and some other people are stitching this piece. Now, Kim showed it in her last video. Beautiful. I mean, when I tell you this thing is beautiful, it's beautiful. And she's almost done. I mean, she's just doing the middle section. It's I waited for the Lord, or I wait for the Lord, sorry. She's just doing the middle section. She says she might do a couple bands, but you need to go over and watch her video and see. I was originally thinking that I was going to pick red because it read red to me when I first saw it, but it's actually like a brownie gold color. But I think after seeing hers, I'm going to try to do something in that shade. Now, I do think, I was thinking about this. It has some over 1 stitching. Like this row right here, where my nail is, that's all over 1 stitching. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. We'll see. But it would kind of be fitting. If I'm stitching this with Kim Goldman, wouldn't it be fitting for me to change the chart a little bit? Or I'm just lazy and I don't want to do the over 1? I don't know. But anyway, hers is beautiful. Wildflower Stitcher should be getting hers anytime and starting hers. I plan on starting mine today because after this video, I have to go drop my sewing machine off to get it cleaned. I'm going by my LNS and I'm going to get some NPIs. I'm going to do an NPI. And the reason I'm doing it in NPI is because in the last video, I made the comment that it's done on Lakeside. And of course, you can't get Lakeside. And my sweet friend, Rebecca, messaged me and offered to trade out some stuff for a piece of lakeside that she had. It's not the exact, but it's lakeside. I feel like literally when I get home, I'm going to be like, the kids will be gone, my husband's gone, the dogs are chilling. Like, my evening is set. Me, this chart, some MPI, and some lakeside. So here is my lakeside. Look. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So I just, like, I wish that I already had the floss and I had already dropped my machine off, because I really want to start this so bad. But I guess I need lunch too, so I need to go out. But I have to tell you, so she messaged me and we decided we were going to meet so I could pick it up. If you are a person that is a stitcher, you're a stitcher, you don't really have a lot of stitchy friends. I mean, you have friends, but they're not stitchy friends, because stitchy friends are different. And you just want to get out there and meet other stitchers, and you're thinking about doing a floss tube, this is your message that you need to go do that, because I have met the best people from doing this floss tube. I met her, we got our food, within 5 minutes, like, we're going to be friends forever. Sweetest lady, so much in common. Rebecca, thank you so much, is all I can say. Just thank you so much. So we discussed, we went to the restaurant, and I think we were there like 3 hours. Because if you get me talking about stitching or quilting, I'm going to talk your ears off. And bless her heart, she let me just talk my ears off. So God bless you for letting me ramble on. But oh, it was so much fun. I had so much fun. It was so nice. She had a Facebook group that is some local stitchers that she let me know about. So I went in and joined it. She's going to send me some information. They actually meet locally and do some stitching. And I've been trying to find a local stitch group. So she has some connections, and hopefully I'll get to go find some more stitching buddies. So I'm so excited. So since I've started this, Pam, I talk about her all the time. Super great. Same thing. Met her. We're friends for life. Rebecca, same thing. Like, I am just meeting, and then even just interaction across the computer or Instagram or, YouTube. I have just met so many people, and I just love it. I just love it, is all I can say. So if you are on the fence about starting a floss tube, do it. Do it. If you are one that, you want that connection, talk to your floss tuber. Like, leave them messages, leave them comments, ask them questions. They are out there. They want the interaction, or they wouldn't be doing the videos. So just get out there and explore and meet people. My husband, he was like, now, what do you know about this girl? Have you seen her? If you talk to her in person, like, have you FaceTime? Have you seen her? She's not an axe murderer, honey. She's a cross stitcher. It's okay. So we had a little joke. She is the furthest thing from an axe murderer that ever could be. So, but that's my new buddy, and she's close. She lives really close to me. So we'll get together pretty often. So I'm excited about that. And Pam, she lives out of state. However, her aunt lives here, and her aunt lives close to me, so I get to see Pam. So it's exciting. And I was telling Rebecca about the retreat I'm going to with Pam. Pam has been to a couple retreats. Pam, I need you to call me. Like, I need to hear about these retreats. I need to hear. Anyway, so that's all the stitching I've got done. That's my plans that I have coming up for the next couple weeks for stitching. I'm going to show you my haul. And then I'm going to show you quilting. And in quilting, I'm going to talk about camp. So I would love it if you would stay for that, even if you're not a quilter, because I got some cool stuff to show you. But I'm going to start with cross stitch haul. So you saw the lakeside that I got, and my pattern came in. That pattern, I did order it from the attic. And it came pretty quick. It was a little bit longer than what I thought, but it worked out well, because if it would have come right away, I would have started on something I had and not gotten the lakeside and not got to my new friend. So things just work out that way for a reason. Anyway, I did get my first piece of Seraphim from the Fabric Club. It's through Victorian Rose Needle Arts. You know, I told you I couldn't even remember who it was. I just got excited to hit the button. That's who it is. So it's Seraphim. I got Dusty Road. I don't think I showed that to you last time. I think I just talked about it. And I got the invoice yesterday for the next piece that I don't remember the name of, but the next one is paid for and should be traveling this way, so that's cool. All right, I wanted to show you these. So I've been posting some pictures on Instagram, and I've been staging them with these little paper dolls that I got. So it's a little pack of paper dolls. It looks like this. They're Tim Holtz. And I've had a couple of people ask me where I got them. And, oh, sorry, I dropped one. Hold on. Oh, I dropped two. Some people thought they were needle minders, but they're just little paper dolls. And I just, excuse me, got them because I just thought they were the cutest thing ever. So I'm just going to show you a couple. I mean, they're all just little black and white. You may hear some, she's barking. But just, I mean, are they not adorable? Let me look at her. Just look at this. Just look. Ain't it cute? But anyway, that's what these are. I love them. I don't know what else I'll do with them, but they look really cute when I'm staging my pictures and stuff. So that's very exciting. All right. Hold on. I need to go see what she's barking at. I'll be right back. Okay. Back. Sorry. I think she might have just been dreaming. She does it sometimes. She'll be dreaming. She startles herself and wakes up and starts barking and gets the other one riled up. All right. And then I did get... I should have moved those. Hold on again. I did get 2 charts because I had ordered... What did I order? Oh, I got the rest of my flosses for my Mania pieces. So while I was in there, I mean, floss needed some company in the package. So I got this. I can't say this, but I'll show it to you. It's a heartstring samplery. This is the name down here. I don't remember who showed this. It was a floss tube. And a floss tube that I watched like forever ago. This just intrigued me so much. And I was like, I love that. Now I will change some of the wording up here. But look at that. It's so pretty. It's 253 by 183. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then this one has been on my wish list for quite a while. And I go in there periodically and just look at my wish list and kind of see what's on sale. And that's kind of how I pick what I'm buying next. Something on my wish list is on sale. This was not on sale, but I just, every time I go through my wish list, I stop on it and I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. Plum Street. It's called On Prudence, and it reads, "What's in thy mind let no one know, nor to thy friends thy secret show. For if thy friend should prove thy foe, then all the world thy secrets know." I just love it. And this border. Paulette does great borders. These flower borders. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. So that's all the cross stitch haul. So I don't feel like that's terrible-ish. Not terrible. Okay. Next. I'm going to go into quilting now. And like I said, I would love it if you stayed, but if it's not your thing, I'll be back in a couple weeks. I always feel like I just need to let y'all know that I just appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate you coming and sitting and listening to me babble. I appreciate the comments, the likes, the subscribes, all that stuff. Like, I just can't tell you how wonderful it is to have all y'all out there. That's all I can say. All my friends out there in YouTube land, I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, so quilting. So I'm going to start with my haul, and then we're going to talk about camp. Okay, so I had to get some more thread because y'all like those extreme close-ups. I don't know why I felt like I need to do that this time, but I was almost out of thread, so I had to get some. A while back, I mean like year and a half, there was a quilt book that came out, and in the quilt book, it had a quilt done with navy blue and orange. Never in all my days would I think that that would be a color combination that would attract me, but I absolutely loved it. So I've kind of been on the lookout for a fabric line that had those colors because I want to do this particular quilt. I was looking on Fat Quarter Shop. I'm pretty sure this was not like a flash sale item, but it was like a, was it a pre-cut of the week? Or did I just dream that up? Hold on. Hold one moment, please. Let me look this up and not tell you a story. Because I hate to tell you a story and then have to come back later and tell you I told a story. At one point, I was like, that's going to be a section of my videos, the lies I told on the last video. It is not a lie. If you go to Fat Quarter Shop and you go to pre-cuts and then you pick pre-cuts of the week, the charm pack for these are on sale. I don't know when the week ends for them. I'm not sure where the split is. But this is Sunrise Side Charm Pack by Minnick & Simpson. You can get these for $7.44 a charm pack while they're on sale. So I just kind of flip through. So I got 4 of them because I have a lot of charm pack patterns, and I think you know, to make a decent size quilt, you need 4. But I will probably go back and look to see what yardage they have of this, because the other quilt that I have would look really good with these. This is like similar to the hues that they used in the sample quilt that they made. So I might have to spend a little bit more money. I can't spend a whole lot of money because, you know, I got teeth to pay for and everything. But I can start collecting a little bit. All right. And then while I was at camp, we have a table set up for like free stuff, or if you have something you want to sell or whatever. And I took some of my needle minders and put them up for sale, sold some of those. We had a lady that came and she had a bunch of fabric that she's very organized in her fabric storage, like very organized. She came in, she brought it in tubs. She had stuff grouped together. I'm sorry if she had several pieces of the same collection. But it was just stuff that she liked, but she didn't think she was ever going to get around to using it. So she had some for sale, so I bought some from her. Well, I say I bought some from her, but then I had taken a bolt of black fabric, and she needed some black. So she bought some black for me. So we really just wound up swapping fabric is what we did. But these are the pieces I got. And I really don't even know how much fabric is in there, but it's a decent bit. I got this one. Apparently, I was drawn to a certain color range. Got this. It's little donuts and croissants. And to go with it, it's the cream color. I mean, how cute is that? What am I going to do with it? I don't know. Oh, wait, I do know. That's right. I'm going to make project bags. That's what I said. That's my reason for buying everything. Oh, it'd be a cute project bag. And then I got zebras. There's this little stripe. Look. Well, of course I bought it because it has a giraffe on it. I have a giraffe fetish. I just love them. They're just the prettiest animal. But anyway, so little little purchase from camp. That was nice to have a little shop at camp. That was fun. And then I bought this from Fat Quarter Shop also. This was also on sale in one of the, it's either a pattern of the month or a book of the month. I can't remember. But anyway, it is Primitive Gatherings, and I don't want to show you like patterns or anything, but in the back it shows different quilts that you can make with the blocks that are in here. And I love Lisa Bonjean. Like, she does great stuff. I would love to go to her retreat place, but I think I would probably spend $1 million because I have no willpower. But anyway, it has all these designs, but they come from, in the front, there are blocks. So this is a really neat book. Triangle Gatherings. Stitch Along. So I don't know exactly what I'll do, but these are just, I just feel like it's a good library of blocks to have for about anything that you would want to do. Okay, and then while we were at camp, everybody kind of, of course we show our stuff off to everybody because, you want to, it's people that understand you and their ooh and ah is genuine, that they really like what you did. So one of the ladies that came had done a quilt. She was getting ready for a quilt show that's coming up soon. Her guild is putting on a show, and she brought a quilt that had a bunch of little girls on it and some birds and maybe some birdhouses or something, but it was so pretty. So she said, I'd looked at it, and then I got back to what I was working on, and I could just kind of hear her talking to one of the other girls about it, and she said that it was free patterns off the website tildasworld.com. Well, I know everybody talks about Tilda fabric, but I didn't really I haven't been on that bandwagon jumping up and down over it, but I was like, okay, when I got home, I was like, I'm going to go look at the site. Well, that opened up a whole nother adventure, rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it, because I printed off a few patterns because they're free just gets me. So I didn't print all the ones that I wanted because it would have cost me a fortune to print them off, but I at some point I just quit printing, but I did save some of them so that I can go back and look later. But these are just a few that I picked out. Some of them are just random. I don't know why I'm drawn to them at all whatsoever, and some of them are just right in my wheelhouse. That it just screams, Laurel, you have to make me. So the first one is Wildflower Quilt. It says Maple Farm, but I think that must be the fabric line. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. This is the one that got me to start with because it has houses and it's simple, and it's in solids, but I would probably do it in batiks if I did it. But this is My Colorful Town. So when you first look at it, it looks kind of abstracty, but then if you look, it is just a town full of houses. Who doesn't need that? That would be pretty bad there, right? And these two I printed because I've seen these a million times. One of the girls at camp actually did one of these, but I just wanted them because one day I might do these. It's a flower vase and flower quilt. So it's like the pixelated pieces. And like I said, there was a big fad of these a while back. I never did one, but I always thought they were beautiful. Another solid one. Again, I just thought this would be pretty with batiks. This is called Color Dance Quilt. And that would go quick. And I'm sure you could make it smaller, bigger, whatever you want to do. Also in the solid, it's a section of like solid seasonal, different sections. So if you click in each one has different free quilt patterns. This is Color Speckles quilt. My husband thought that one was cool. It's just simple, but different and pretty. This one I printed off because I think I might do a pillow for my sister-in-law. Happy Winter Snowman quilt. She loves snowmen. But look, if you see the pillow, if you just do a few snowmen on a pillow, pretty. And then speaking of pillows, Lollyflower pillows. I like it in the blue and I like it in the cream. I like both of them. And then we have, okay, 30 minutes ago I'm fussing about the frog, but what did I print off? Puddle frog quilt. I mean, come on. I almost thought this would be cute to do one of the frogs on a project bag, and it could be my timeout bag. They're bad. I put it in the frog bag. This one I sent to a friend of mine from camp. I saw it and I instantly thought of her. Her husband is like a big time fisherman. Big time. And she has a quilt she did for him. Or it's like a little wall hanging that has fish on it. But I was like, I sent it to her and she was like, oh yes. So striped fish quilt in teal. My dad's a big fisherman, so I thought it might be cute one day to do a little fish quilt for him. And then the last one, which is actually the first one I printed off, is called Striped Summer Quilt. It's with Bloomsville. I guess it's a fabric line. Now this, I am not like a huge Cave fan, but I've done one quilt with his fabric and it turned out really pretty. I mean, like when it was done, it was a gift for my nephew and his wife when they got married, and when it was done I was like, oh, I really like that. Wish I would have bought some more of that fabric. But I thought this would be really cool, either obviously in Tilda fabric or in Cave fabric also. Okay, so now I want to talk about quilt camp. So quilt camp, 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday is normally like, okay, when you get there Thursday, it's okay, let me get in, get settled, get my rhythm, get my flow going, plan my projects out, what I'm going to do, what, blah, blah, blah. Friday is, okay, I'm in the rhythm, I'm making some progress, I'm doing good, I feel like I'm in a good space. Saturday is like, everybody's focused in and like so. And then Sunday's just kind of finish up day and pack up. Well, Saturday night we had a concert to go to. So I left camp at 3:30, something like that. Drove home. Camp's about 45 minutes away from me. Drove home. We went to the concert in Greensboro. Came back. I stayed at home that night. Then got up Sunday morning early and drove back to camp and stayed till the end of camp. I got home from camp Sunday evening, got all my stuff in the house. Everybody was at church, so I got my stuff in the house. I came in, I sat down, and I crashed. I was so tired, just exhausted. So the older I get, the more camp wears me out. But I just love it. And every time I say, I'm not going to be in the sewing room till midnight. I'm just not. I'm not going to do it. We were. So it's basically the same basic group of people that come. There's one lady that comes to spring camp, but she can't come to fall because she has another camp planned. We had a new lady come today. She fit right in with us. She is great. Loved her. I always come home inspired from everybody's show and tell, you know, what they've been working on, you know, what patterns they share. So I always come home like ready to go. So I'm a little bummed because I've been sewing almost every day since I've been home, but I really need to get my machine cleaned. So like I said, I'm dropping it off after I do this video. So I'll be without machine for a few days, but that's okay because I'll use that to cut stuff out. So what did I work on at camp? So this piece was actually the last thing I worked on at camp. I worked on it Sunday, and then this is what I've been sewing on since I've been home. It's not done. This is only like, I don't know, a quarter of the quilt, but this is Quilter's Cottage by Lori Holt. I showed you the book last time. I'm not going to show it again, but I'm doing mine all in grunge. One of the girls worked on her house block while she was there. She did it in batiks. Oh, it's beautiful. That's the only bad thing about doing a quilt with other people. It does like inspire you, but I always like their colors better. So it always makes me go, oh, I made a bad choice in my colors, but I'm okay with it since I'm back home and I don't see hers compared to mine. I'm okay with mine again, but this is the house block and the trees. It's giant. I mean, it's giant. So I'll show you I'll try to get the house block up. And then there are trees next to it. So this is the full width of the quilt. I mean, it's like giant. So, but it has a row of, I'm looking at the pattern, it has a row of flowers, a row of fencing, and a clothesline of quilt blocks underneath it. So that was project 1. Now I need to get busy with this, and come November camp, I need to have it pretty much done. This is my Mercy Me. That's who we went to see at the concert. They were phenomenal, by the way. Okay. I'm rambling. You're used to that. It's fine. So I did work on one of my swoon blocks that I've been talking about this quilt for 100 years. This is the block I got done. So I'm now up to, I think I lied last time, 3, 4. I'm now up to 4. I thought last time I only had 2 done, but I already had 3. Now these do take a minute, and granted, I'm talking at camp. I mean, I'm running my mouth, but all the pieces of this were cut out. Every single piece was cut out, and it took me 3 hours to piece it. Because there are so many points that you have to match. But it is well worth it. This quilt is going to be gorgeous when it's done. So, and again, it's the same, oh, look, that one wants to come out. The same fabric line. So it's the same colors, they're just arranged differently. The first day I was at camp, I finished up one of my Kim Deals. This is the one I had shown you before that was in progress. So it's now finished. I did this one Thursday. Love it. Love it, love it. So that was my Thursday project. Friday, I worked on my flag quilt. I didn't bring the pattern in here, but I showed it in the last video. This one is done with square and a square pieces for the stars. Now, keep in mind, it's not a true representation of the American flag, so it does not have the right amount of stars or the right amount of stripes. It's just inspired by the American flag. But this, I bought a kit. So here's the flag pieces. Flag portion. And then the stripes are scrappy. So there are pictures of this on my Instagram. Because of course it's giant to show, but these were really fun to make. I liked them. I enjoyed it. When I first started cutting them out, I was like, this is not really my colors. I don't know how I feel about this. But once it all came together, I was very pleased with it. So that was Friday. And then Friday into Saturday, I worked on this next one that I'm going to show you. When we get done with a project, we basically, like, most of the time we lay it out on the floor because we're in this big room and we have all this space. So I got this one done and I was like, this thing is so big. I don't know if I'm going to have room in my little area right there to put it out. Like, I don't even know if it's going to fit. So this is another Kim deal. I worked on this Friday evening for a couple hours and all day Saturday through lunch to get this one done. It's probably one of the biggest quilts I've ever done. Kim deal. Are you ready? It's giant. It's giant. It is the cutest quilt I've ever made. Like, when I was looking at the pattern cover, I was like, I don't really know how I feel about that pattern. Like, I don't know that I love it. And if this was big, like if this was bed size, I probably wouldn't like the pattern. But I am obsessed with this in this size. It finishes like 10.5 by 12.5. I don't know that I've ever made a quilt that little. So somebody was asking me at camp, so you're going to pay your long armor to do that? It's a lot of quilt to try to put under your machine. I was like, I know, right? But how cute. Look, it looks like, makes it look big if I put it up here like this, but oh my goodness, like, it was so cute. Like, making these little blocks, I mean, it was just like, you feel like you get that voice that you have when you talk to babies or puppies, and you're like, oh my goodness, it's just the cutest little block. So, but that's what I got accomplished at camp. I do have a little pile over here on my sewing table of the things that I did not do at camp. Now, if you will notice, in the last video, I said if I did not start that Flower Peddler quilt by Kim Deal, I would not know what was wrong with me. Well, I'm at camp, and I kept looking at it. I took it with me. I kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it. But I was like, you know what? I'm in love with that quilt, so I know I will do it when I get home. It will get done. These other ones, I'm not sure they would get done if I didn't do them at camp, if that makes sense. So my mindset was, I'm going to do these, have them knocked out. When I come home, all the things I took to camp that I didn't finish, they are in my radar pile. They're in my quilt radar pile so that I can try to get those done before squirrels get me. I can't say that will happen, but that is my hope. So that's all I have to share with you today. I do hope to have some more stuff next week, but it's going to take, I'm going to drop my machine off today and it'll be next Saturday before I can pick it up. So I'll lose a week of sewing in there. So we'll see. I do plan on using that quilting time to cut out some stuff, but plans are plans. They're not rock solid. So we'll just see what happens. So again, I so appreciate you being here, spending time with me. I appreciate every second that you spend with me, and I just need you to know that from the bottom of my heart. I look forward to talking to y'all again soon. If you are local and you have a stitching group, like, let me know. Greensboro, Burlington, Asheboro, Siler City, Liberty, I'm close to all that. So you just let me know. And if not, if you got a Zoom in the evenings, weekends, that you got a spot open, let me know. I'm all in. I would love it. But I would be back in, 2 to 3 weeks is my normal time frame. Hope to have some more progress on some stuff to show you. And I can't wait to see what y'all have been up to. I will put my quilting and my stitching Instagram down below. I will put my Etsy shop down below. If you can reach out to me on this video, you can message me anything. Hi, hello, how you doing? Would love to hear from you. So I will see you in a couple weeks. And until then, I hope you get lots of stitching and lots of quilting done.